Let's recap the New Jersey drone incident.
Our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. I'm going to give you a report on drones about 1 day into the administration.
Yes, sir. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie?
President Trump directly an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons.
Harris, you know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly.
Tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey. It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time, aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but you know, at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
All right, there's a lot going on here. Let's get to the bottom of it. Pay attention. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you are to believe Trump's administration, you have Caroline Leavitt, who comes forth and states, yes, indeed, the FAA did know what was flying in our airspace because we approved that to be flown.
Trump directly an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons.
Okay, so the FAA knew something was flying in our airspace and was okay with it. Now, we move over to the Pentagon. The Pentagon states that it was not U.S. military drones.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones.
And they state it is not foreign entities.
These are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
So that right there is super interesting. Do they know what is going on? Let's continue. Then we had the New Jersey governor who got wind of some information.
Sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago.
So maybe you stand with the New Jersey governor. I am not here to tell you what to believe, but what I am here to tell you is that with the process of elimination, we can find the facts. So who's right and who's wrong, and what the heck is even going on?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership.
Well, she shut that down real quick, didn't she? And what did Trump say, just for clarification?
I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it.
See, now you can argue Trump's point of view if you want to and state that, like, no, that's Trump. That's just what Trump would do if he was in office. But Biden was in office and we had something in our airspace, and we did also shoot down a Chinese air balloon. So the military would, yes, shoot down something in our airspace. That leaves us with very few options, doesn't it? Let's narrow that down. Is it me and you? No, because us civilians do not get our hands on drones the size of minivans. Ain't happening. Okay? We're off the table. All right, story number 2. Is it other countries? Well, the Pentagon wiped that one really quick.
These are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
So let's go with no to that. Okay. Is it Tony Stark in a cave?
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave.
Meaning that it's just a very smart individual who built some stuff that's literally throwing the government for an absolute loop. Perhaps people in Area 51. Hypothetically speaking. Okay. Let's put that on the table, because that's a possibility. Then our last little sliver of information would be UFOs. Okay? That's on the table. So we have UFOs and we have Area 51. We're wiping clean the fact that it's probably not another country invading us, because we would have shot them down. So there we go. There's 2 options that make a lot of sense. Let's dive just a little bit deeper. So at this point, you might be leaning towards aliens and leaning towards what the Pentagon said. But is that really what the Pentagon just said? Pay real close attention.
The drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons.
Can you rule out that these are American drones?
She skips right over that one.
Or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States. These are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement.
Local law enforcement. This is the Pentagon. This should be investigated by the DOD, the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, the U.S. Army, the local law enforcement. Sus. I'll let you figure out the rest of the story by yourself.